Well, good afternoon, good evening. I want to welcome you to the broadcast. My name is John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy for Global Real Estate School. And actually, I'm going to be using the hashtag. I guess I should use that. I'm going to be using the new wording, help me pass the real estate exam, and also my real estate exam coach. I have a brand new program. I'm so excited. I'll share with you in just a little bit that we have kind of doing a soft launch, but we will be up and running full force here very shortly. So I'm very excited about myrealestateexamcoach.com. I'll show you that here in just a little bit, but we want to get right into some math problems, and I'm going to quickly jump over here to my iPad, and I'm going to stream this so you can kind of take a look at kind of a new thing that's been happening or coming up, at least a question that we've been noticing on the real estate exam. So as soon as I get the code from my iPad, and there it is right there, I will share my screen and we will be off and running. So I am going to now allow and show all and put that on the screen. So there you go. So you can see there's a new amortization table, and students have been actually seeing this come up on the real estate examination, and quite frankly it's freaked a few people out. But we don't want to be I don't want you to get in a tither about this. I'm going to go through some problems with you. You can see right here that they are basically, my pen is not working here, so let's see if that'll, it says 0%. I did not have that on correctly. But you can see here, the table actually gives you some interest rates on one column, and then you can see 5 years, 10 years. Let's see if we have this, if this is working better here now. So if they gave you information in a problem and they said it was a 5 years, as we see here, right? And this is actually the interest rate. You would just take whatever the interest rate is, and you would take this number, $18.88, and you would multiply it per 1,000. So if it was a $40,000 loan, you would just take that times $18.88, and that would give us, I'll give you that because it's per 1,000, 40,000 times 18.88 equals $755,200. That cannot be right, so I'm going to have to, that's totally wrong there. $18.88 at 5%, so it's 40s. No wonder, sorry about that. I don't know why I took 40,000. So 40 per thousand times 18.88, and that gives you $2.12. That still seems totally, that would be the monthly payment. Monthly payments per 1,000 of loan. So if we had a $40,000 loan divided by 1,000 equals 40, and we're going to multiply that times 1888, $755.20. I don't know what I did there. That sounds more right. So that would be the mortgage payment. Okay. Always fun to go live, isn't it? So I think I hit a wrong number. At least I knew. And that's a great learning point for you here is, you know, sometimes you have to look at the numbers and ask yourself, does that make sense? A lot of times when I'm doing math problems, just like that, I'm like, there's no way that can be correct. Now, the testing people might try to figure out what you will do wrong. They could have actually put that bigger number in there, or $7,552. So, use common sense and think about it. And if you think that cannot be right, go back and compute that. Well, we're going to go through some questions, and I will hopefully not have this problem on our future questions. So I'm just going to erase that off of there. And we'll be ready to go over to our math problems. But just going back over to this, I just want to remind you, we're going to be looking at this. We'll figure out what the amount is, and then I'm going to definitely be sure and remember that it's per 1,000. So if it's a $75,000 loan, I'm going to divide that by 1,000, and that's going to give me 75. Then I'm going to come down here, find my number, and I'll just multiply that times the 956, and I'll be able to figure out what the monthly payment is. So, these are really going to be free questions for you. You're just going to have to take your time, figure it out, and everything should be fine. So I've got several problems, and if you can work through these with me, you're going to do just fine on the exam. So let's pull up the PowerPoint and go through this first question together. Here, Bob and Mary purchase a home for $250,000, and they obtain, and I had the number there. I'm going to fix that for you here. We'll just call this a $200,000 loan at 5% interest for 25 years. How much will their mortgage payment be? So we've got to read these questions out and look. So this is what they purchased the home for, right? They purchased the home for $250,000, and they obtain a $200,000 loan. So $200,000 is what we're concerned with here. Now, 5% interest for 25 years. How much will their mortgage payment be? Again, we're looking at 5%, 25 years. We want to go over to our mortgage table right here. What was the interest rate? 5%. There we go. Probably should highlight that. Let's do that. 5%, and it was for 25 years, right? 585. Let's just double check everything, make sure that's right. It's 5% interest for 25 years. So when I come back over here, 5% interest, 25 years gives me $5.85. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to put $5.85. Now remember, the loan table, this is important, is per 1,000 of loan. So let's come back over here to the mortgage, to our problem, and 200,000 divided by 1,000. Again, just so you understand, per 1,000 of loan. So we take the loan amount and we just divide by 1,000. That should give us 200. Now, all we have to do is multiply 200 times 585. And that is $1,170. That is the mortgage payment. So again, don't let this chart kind of boggle your mind. It's not a very challenging thing. All you really have to do is look at, the key part here is to look at what is the loan amount, divide that by 1,000, and then find out, you know, what the interest rate is, what the number of years are, and they'll give you that number. Then we take our loan amount, divide it by 1,000. We know what the number is per 1,000, and we multiply that by the number given in the table, and we solve the problem. Now I'm going to take you out into some deeper waters, okay? It's like swimming. we're going to start easy, but now we're going to kind of go out into some deeper waters, okay? So I've got some more challenging questions for you here. All right. So let me go back over to my table and erase everything for us. All right. And I'm going to go back over here to my PowerPoint, and we're going to go to the next problem. Now, in this scenario, Bob and Mary purchase a $325,000 home, and they obtain an 80% LTV. That's loan to value. Remember, LTV stands for loan to value. So if they purchased a home for $325,000, remember our T problem, part total percent. 325 is going to be your total. It's a bigger number. We're solving for the smaller number, the loan amount, and they received an 80%. And John says, move your decimal over 2 places, so that's going to be 0.80. Now, the really cool thing is what? Our math tells us to multiply because we have both the bottom numbers, right? And we're solving for this taller number here. So 325,000 times 0.80 equals $260,000. I'm going to double check my math. 325 times 0.80 equals $260,000. So that is my loan amount right there. Okay? Now, we know the loan, don't we? That we have to get that number before we can work the table. Now the other two things we have to look at is what's the interest rate, 7.5%, and how many years, 25. So let's go over to our table. And we were at 7.5%, and we were at 25 years. So right here, looks like if I bring that all the way over, so I have 25 years is 739, 7.5% interest. Let's double check. 25 years, 7.5% interest. Okay, so we got that right. It's $7.39. That's the number we want to plug in. So now I'm going to change this actually over to purple. The loan amount's $260,000, but we need to divide that by what? 1,000 per 1,000. So let's come back over here and take the 260 and divide it by 1,000. And that should give us 260. Now, all we have to do is come back over and look at this 739. Remember, that's our number, 739. I'm going to erase that because I did something. 739 right there. And this is what you got to make sure that you get these lined up correctly, okay? So make sure that you're lining those up. So $7.39. So we take 260 times 739. And that is $1,921.40. $1,921.40. I am really proud of you because you're doing great, and I think you're getting the hang of this. And if you see this loan amortization chart on the exam, you're going to beat it, okay? You're going to win big, right? So I have two more, and we're going to go out in a little deeper water. I don't think they'll show you anything like this, but just want you to be prepared, okay? So let's go out and take two more problems. And we're going to come down here. I want to go over here and erase my remarks so that I have a clean table here for us. And this problem says that Bob and Mary purchase a $225,000 home, and this time they get a 75% loan-to-value ratio. We have 8% for 30 years. Now, we could immediately go over here to our table and say, okay, 8% right here, and it's 30 years. Stop right here. And when we look at 8% for 30 years, it's $7.34. So we've narrowed that down on our table. Here we have to look at first of all, we have to figure out what the loan amount will be. Now remember, we work our T, put our math symbols on there, total, percent, part. They purchase a $225,000 home, and they get a 75% loan to value. John says move your decimal over 2 places, so that's 0.75. Our math now tells us to multiply, because why? We have the 2 bottom numbers. Remember, if we had one at the top and one at the bottoms, our math would tell us to divide, but the math says if you've got both the bottoms, you multiply. So 225,000 times 0.75 equals 168,750. Now, I'm going to divide this by 1,000. Why am I dividing it by 1,000? Because the amortization table tells me right here the monthly payment is per 1,000 of loan. Okay, so don't forget that. So we come back over here to our problem, and if I divide this by 1,000, I get 168.75. Now, the question wants to know how much will their PITI be each month? Well, PITI stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Now, if we take the 168.75 and we multiply it times $7.34, remember it's 8% for 30 years, $7.34. If we multiply this number, 168.75 times 7.34, we get a payment of $1,238.63. But this is just our principal and our interest. The problem was to know what's the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Well, taxes are $750 semi-annually, or if we take $750 times 2, taxes are $1,500 a year. So $1,500 a year divided by 12 is $125. We've got to add that on, right? because the problem was to know what's the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And insurance is $3,600 a year. Well, 3,600 divided by 12 is $300. So we've got to add $300 for insurance. And now we can add 300 plus 125 plus 1,238.63, and we get 1,663.63. So that would be your answer. And again, that is because they want to know what is the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Couple of key things that I put in this problem to try to trip you up. Semi-annually. That's why we took $750 times 2. Semi-annually means you pay $750 two times during the year. Okay, semi-annually. $750 times 2 is $1,500. Then I divided that by 12, which gave me the 125. The $3,600 for insurance was per year. So I just divided that by 12 to get 300. And so now I add up my principal and interest, add the taxes, add the insurance, and we get 1,663.63. Now, I didn't double check my math there, and I would do that. Occasionally on some of my videos, someone will be working this at home and I've put a mistake in, and I apologize if that happened. Hopefully everything's fine. I could double check this and go through it, but I'm just trying to save you some time. What I wanted you to understand is, did you see how they could use the table and also use additional information in the problem that would force you to go a little deeper, calculating what the taxes and the insurance are per year, dividing by 12, and adding that on to the payment that you calculated through the table. You never know what they could do, but now you have been introduced to that, and so hopefully that will not give you a problem, okay? So I'm going to take you out even deeper, a little deeper, because I know you can do it, okay? So I'm going to make sure if you see this table on the exam, you're going to punch it right in the face and get those questions right and pass that test on the first attempt. So we have one more problem. Then I'm going to show you my new latest product, My Real Estate Exam Coach. And I think you're going to really like it. So anyway, let's go back over and do one more. So I'm going to come back to this new problem. I want to go back over and erase all of my stuff here, just because I want everybody to be able to. There we go. All right. Here's our last problem. We are out in some deep water now. And if you're able to follow me along through this one, you're going to do great on all the math on the exam. Trust me, I just believe that. Okay, Mary and Bob and Mary, same Bob and Mary, they purchase a home for $225,000. Now, they use their existing home as collateral. In other words, they're kind of doing like a bridge loan or blanket mortgage. Remember, a blanket mortgage covers more than one parcel of real estate and makes use of what is called I'm listening, partial deed of release. Good job. I heard someone say that out there. Blanket mortgage covers more than one parcel. Lenders use that, or developers use that a lot. So we have a $225,000 home. Now the lender will add their existing $75,000 loan balance to their new mortgage. Don't let that upset you. Basically, they're buying a home for $225,000. They're getting a blanket mortgage, and the lender is going to add their existing $75,000 to their new mortgage, so they're getting a $300,000 loan. It's just worded weird, but don't let that bother you. Now, the interest is 6% for 15 years. So again, we want to go to the table right over here, 6%. I got that. That's my interest rate, 6%. For how many years? I think it was 15. 15 years. There it is right there. So we come right here. So now if I go over here and I go down, I have $8.44. And remember, it's per 1,000. What I didn't do on the very first problem. But I learned from my mistakes, and hopefully you will too. That's why I'm going to leave that in the video. So we divide this by 1,000. So 300,000 divided by 1,000 equals 300. Now we just need to multiply that times the number we got from the table, which is $8.44 right there. $8.44. So I'm going to multiply that times 844, and I get $2,532. That's the payment, okay? But the problem says, what will their loan balance be after they make their second mortgage payment? So we know several things here, and they're going to make 2 mortgage payments, and we are going to find out just exactly what so I'm going to hit a new slide right here, and we know their loan amount is $300,000. We know that the principal and interest payment equals $2,532. So let's put that in. And we also know from the previous problem that it's 6% interest for 15 years. Really don't need to worry about the 15 years, but we do need this 6% interest. So let's do our first T problem. Let's put our math symbols on there. Let's put part, total, percent. Where does this $300,000 go? That's down here on the bottom. That's the loan amount. We also knew that from the last problem it was 6% interest, so I'm going to put 6% interest. John says move your decimal over 2 places. Well, if I do that, I'm going to have to add a 0 because there's no number there, so I need to add a 0. So now, what does my math tell me to do? It says you should multiply 300,000 times 0.06. And that gives me $18,000. Now, what is $18,000? Well, this is your loan amount, and this is your annual interest rate. And if you take the loan amount times the interest rate, you will get the annual interest. So this is yearly or annual interest on this loan. If you take out a $300,000 loan and it's 6% interest, after you've made all 12 of your mortgage payments, $18,000 went to interest. Okay? This is our monthly principal and interest. So we need to divide this $18,000 annual interest by, well, I don't know why I put 12,000 there. We need to divide this by 12. And when I divide that by 12, I get $1,500. Remember, if this is annual interest, if we divide it by 12, the $1,500 will be monthly. This is principal and interest right here from our table. This is monthly interest. So if we take our monthly principal and interest payment of $2,532 and we subtract $1,500, which is the monthly interest, then we have left over $1,032, and this would be principal. Remember, this is monthly interest, so this is principal, and again, this is the monthly principal, $1,032. Just to kind of come back in so you can, whoops, I wanted to go with this angle right here. So when you make the $2,532 mortgage payment, $1,500 went to interest and $1,032 went to principal. Remember, this is a 15-year note. That's why it's paying down quicker. I used 15 years, so if it was 30 years, the interest would be a lot higher and the principal would be a lot lower. So what do we do next? Well, we need to come over, and I'm going to change this pen to a different color. We need to take this principal amount that we paid right here, and we need to subtract it from the $300,000. So $1,032, and when we take through our $300,000 was our loan balance, and after our first payment, $1,032 went to principal, which means $298,968 is the loan balance after the first payment. And I'm teaching you how to amortize here. That's after the first payment. The question wanted to know, what will the balance be after they make their second mortgage payment? Well, it's real easy. All we need to do is redo our table, just like we did a minute ago. Do we know the interest rate? Yes, it's 6%. We move the decimal over 2 places and we get 0.06. Do we know the annual interest? Well, we can't use this number because we have a new loan balance down here. See that? So we have to take the $298,968 is our new loan balance. That's the total. This is part. And our math tells us to what? Multiply. So we're just going back through the steps again. 0.06. So now we get $17,938.08, and this is annual interest, right? Look what happened. It was $1,800, but now it's gone down. How much did it go down? Well, we can look here and see that it went down a little bit, didn't it? Why did it go down? Because we're calculating off of a new loan balance. Okay? Now we just divide this by 12 because we want to get the monthly interest. and that is $1,494.84. This is monthly interest. See that? Now the payment, let's go back over here, was principal and interest payment was $2,532. $2,532. This is P and I. So we just need to subtract the I, and that will give us the P, the monthly principal. So $2,532 minus $1,494.84 equals $1,037.16. And that's a monthly principal. See that? Now I want you to notice something here. Look what the interest was, $1,494.84. Back here, interest was $1,500. Now it's $1,494. It went down maybe $5.16. Principal was $1,032 here, and it went up $5.16. See that? $5.16. See how we're amortizing? The $5.16, the interest starts here and the principal starts here. Hopefully you can see this. So as the interest starts to go down $5.16 per month, the principal goes up. And that's going to continue on through the life of the loan until one point the principal's way up here. I have a rental home I am so close to paying off. Thank you, Lord. And there's not much left at all, but it's kind of cool now because when I make the mortgage payment, I mean like a big chunk of it's going towards the loan balance. And so in another, within months, it's paid for. And so that's a good feeling to have one of your rental houses paid in full. But that's what happens. You know, when I first started out with that rental property years ago, I was paying this much interest and this much principal, and over the course of time now when I make the payment, the principal's up here and the interest is way down here. That's called amortization, okay? So let's take a look at this. You can see the $5.16 when the monthly interest went down $5.16 and the principal went up $5.16. Now, what do we do with this? We come over here and we subtract it from the loan balance, $1,037.16. So when we take $298,968 and we subtract 1,037.16, we get a new loan balance, and I should do that of $297,930.84. And they won't ever usually give you down to the penny, so we would round this up to say it's $297,931, but they could give you the change. But this is your loan balance after the second payment. And so that's what they wanted us to calculate here. What's the mortgage after the second mortgage payment's made? Well, this is your answer right here. $297,930.84. Hopefully I did not make any mathematical errors. If I did, I'm sure I will hear from the students. But I always tell people, if I made an error like that, the nice thing is you probably recognized it, and it's good for you to understand and figure out. like I made an error at the very beginning of this video. How about that? Okay. Well, you're going to see, and let's go back over to this. Notice how I use this table. I use this table on how they could use it. I used it in a wide variety of ways. But hopefully if you see a table like that on the exam, it's not going to mess with your mind, and you'll be able, again, if they say to you they got a 9.5% interest rate and they did a 35-year loan, you would just come over here and that's the number you want to be concerned with, $8.22. And you just have to remember per 1,000. Now they're probably going to throw something at you with the sales price and a loan to value ratio. Like they may say they bought a home for $300,000 and they got a loan to value, an 80% loan to value. Remember, you're doing these numbers off the loan amount, not the sales price, okay? This is an amortization table for the loan, not the sales price. So don't miss that. Read the questions very carefully. Okay, I want to show you very quickly my brand new product. It's called, actually, if you go to My Real Estate examcoach.com, you're going to see a brand new landing page I'm working on that has some information here. This is not finished, but this is what I've been working on. And so I'm going to go to this web portal, and I'm hoping I'm able to log in. And it is under right here, under, you'll be able to see. And so what this is, it is broken out by the PSI content. For those of you who are in a state with AMP, I will have an AMP version sometime in the next 30 to 60 days. Right now I wanted to get PSI up because that's the state that I'm, I should say Pearson View, AMP and PSI merged together. But it's really, I think, a fascinating program. It's designed for mobile phone. So when you log in, you're going to see lots of interactive flashcards that you can look at. So you can, and again, this looks really good on the mobile phone. I would show you that, but I'm streaming from my iPhone right now. There's lots of videos. There's some audio that goes along. I'm adding new content to all of this. It has drag and drop so that you can, it's very interactive. So if you drag a card that doesn't fit there, it'll go back over and you can begin to drag those down and it'll tell you I got 6 of 7 cards right. You could redo that if you wanted to. And then this is what I'm really proud of. These are short interactive video coaching, My Real Estate Exam Coach. You can see I'm in a coach's uniform there on my green screen. But I try to go through and just coach you and let you know exactly how they may ask you the questions on this content, and just really encourage you to be on the lookout for certain things. But I have quizzes, I have lots of material, and I think it's really turned out very cool. I'm very excited about it. And so if you've taken the exam and you have not passed and you did horrible, like I had one lady that didn't do very well on contracts, you could just go right here, and this covers all of the information on contracts that's listed under contracts under PSI, or this is property disclosures, pardon me. Number 6. Contracts was number 7, and that's what she had trouble with. I'm going to have to double check there. But so you can go right in, you can take whatever section you need help with, and you can get information right there. So This right now is going to be available for a limited time for some of the Global Real Estate School students, but you can get that at a substantial discount. And you can always go to globalrealestateschool.com and it is available for purchase right down here. So check it out. It's a really cool program. I'd love for you to use it. I know it will help you pass a real estate exam. And it's not designed, it's designed as a supplemental course to kind of help you as you're going through the material and also after you finish the school. So very excited about that. Again, I'm actually offering it as a limited availability for Global Real Estate School students only for a short period of time as I'm working some of the bugs out of the system. After that, it's going to be at a very, very affordable, low price for if you go through Global Real Estate School. And the only reason I'm charging is that I think people will use it more if they have to pay for it. I'm already including some other coaching and available things for my students that's in excess really of the cost of the school. So you're getting a lot of cool things through the school, and the material we offer through the school will help you pass the real estate exam. But a lot of students always want to have some extra material, and I think this is a great way for you to do that. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you've not done that. We're also on Instagram. We have a Facebook page. Reach out to me if you have any questions. But you may very well see the amortization table on the real estate exam, and you know how to beat it now. It's not going to be a problem at all. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.